Hey guys, what's up? This is He. Welcome to the channel of YiCheng Commonweal. Today, in this video, I want to talk about the future of our civilization. You might find it an unconventional topic, one that is typically discussed by sociologists or politicians, backed by extensive academic research. I can do that. However, I believe that it is something that every citizen should constantly think about. We need to ask the questions related to our civilization, like where is our civilization headed? What kind of societies do we want to leave for our children? And how do we envision the world's transformation in terms of civilization? As people chosen by God and part of the human family, we really should ask ourselves these questions, shouldn't we? Currently, the world shows a significant disparity in the development of civilizations. In some rich societies where capitalism is highly developed, people are able to live an affluent life, while in some other societies, many people still suffer from poverty or were struggling to make a living. Human rights are not protected there, and civilization there is backward. This is the current state of civilization on our planet. Living on the same earth, we witness some regions thriving in abundance and civilization, while the others lag behind in poverty and barbarism, separated by a century-long gap in civilization. I am sure many of us who grew up realizing all these facts of human beings are at some point bewildered and feeling a sense of fundamental inequality in life. Not many people have pointed out the path of future civilization. What you often see is some privacy that often underrates the potential of human beings and hold a negative view about humanity, like they feel the future of human beings are doomed or something like that. Actually, Samuel Huntington proposed the theory of the clash of civilizations, suggesting that future conflicts would arise from conflicts between less developed civilizations and advanced ones. The wars would not be driven by material interests, but rather by the defense of cultural values. In reality, such conflicts have occurred, and if left unresolved, can lead to future wars, which none of us wish to see. The question is this an inevitable outcome in the progression of civilizations? No, it is not. At least it is not the outcome for our current civilization. We inherit our current civilization, but we are also the creator and catalyst of future civilization. We are empowered to change this situation. With a shared vision, we can create a new civilization that better fulfills the needs of human existence and development. Don't you think so? I think we simply need that new vision. You might be assured that a capitalist civilization is everything and all, but it is not. Both capitalist civilization and other existing civilizations have significant flaws, right? They have significant flaws that impede human progress. Well, in some time, in the past, maybe not, but in the future, they are going to impede human progress. We really need to propose better ideas and create a more brilliant civilization. And isn't this idea exciting? There is a natural tendency in humans to be complacent with the status quo. We often get caught up in the day-to-day details of our lives. We are so eager to solve our own problems, and we often neglect the society that raised us. We tend to leave problem solving to the politicians and forget just how vital society is to our well-being. Many people don't realize that if you are able to lead a good life, it is largely because you live in an advanced civilization, a society that values and safeguards humanity. I mean, just look at the children in Gaza and think about what kind of hell they are going through now. You don't want that life, and you wouldn't want your own children to experience such devastation in their future life. This is why we are doing this video, because it is clear that civilization requires constant maintenance and evolution, especially for advanced civilizations. It won't stay at the same level all the time. It is changing, and it only moves in two directions, forward or backward. Barbarism is coming back anytime to slap our face if we don't defend our civilization. Now, in order to predict or create a better future, we need to understand history first. So let me simplify the entire known human history into two broad stages. The first stage is the ancient primitive civilization, characterized by the limited technology but abundant resource, where people made a living on gathering and hunting. No overworking, no slavery, no financial crisis. Apart from having to deal with the dangerous animals and seasonal changes, people in general seem to live a good life. The second stage began with the era of slave societies and continues to the present day. During this period, tribes engaged in warfare. Later, city-states and nations began to emerge. Due to geographical barriers and isolation, different regions developed at varying speed, resulting in diverse civilizations. For instance, in certain historical periods, while Northern Europe was still comprised of scattered tribes, Southern Europe had witnessed the rise of the powerful Roman Empire. Their relatively advanced system of citizenship and governance enabled them to assimilate other tribes into the ancient Roman civilization. It was regarded as the source of Western civilization. Similarly, from the 16th to 20th century, Europe and the US witnessed significant transformations with the widespread Industrial Revolution and the Enlightenment movement, which gave birth to the capitalist civilization. In contrast, many Asian countries did not experience a rapid development of capitalism and universal awareness of humanity, which I think is very, very important. Instead, they faced the harsh reality of colonization, which is a sad case of less advanced civilization being defeated by the more advanced one. In most Asian societies, the prevailing ideals of freedom and democracy in Western civilization were not embraced, and this further widened the gap between civilizations. Throughout the second stage of human history, geographical divisions and national disparities led to various states of civilizations in different places. some more advanced than others. One thing to notice is that the gap doesn't simply manifest on the wealth of a society. It is not about who is richer, but who has the better values that align with the development of human society. So every one of us needs to keep in mind that social development is driven by the spirit of the society. You might wonder, what is the spirit of the society? Well, it is the mainstream values and ideals of a society that decides where its civilization will move forward to. Like, what's their goal, right? What is this system about? Okay, these are the questions we all need to think about. And the difference between civilization and culture creates a sense of alienation, conflict, and mutual hostility among people from different regions. Wars happen because they have to, as also noted by Samuel Huntington, who proposed the theory of the clash of civilizations. So, when we look at the history of civilizations in the second stage, we found out that in the conflicts between a less civilized region and a more civilized region, the more civilized ones were almost always gonna win. That's why you see examples like the conquest of Gaul by ancient Rome, and the fact that America was able to liberate itself from the colonization of the British. Intrinsically, advanced civilizations always strive towards the goals that are more conducive to humanity. It is the need of the world to evolve, a choice made by the world. It is also God's will. Moreover, it aligns with the aspirations of people because everyone desires to live in a society that is more advanced and has more respect towards dignity and well-being of individuals. It is a natural choice by human beings. In the future of civilization we are going to talk about now, also the third stage of human civilization, which evolves from the second stage, is still in an embryonic state. Unlike the fragmented civilizations of the past, the third stage of civilization will unite the earth. It will be a global civilization. We will see the world develop into a much brilliant civilization as a whole. Thanks to the advancements in technology, particularly the internet, the birth of a global civilization has become a real possibility. And technological breakthroughs have increasingly liberated human productivity. These are all very good things. Dear friends, we are entering an era where all of humanity will come together, collaborating to shape a brand new global civilization. And you might wonder how. Please be patient. To attain this goal, we need to figure out the problems in our current societies first. Then we will figure out the solutions. In today's capitalistic civilization, although it promotes ideals of freedom and democracy, the protection of capital often takes precedence over the protection of human rights. The wonderful thing about this civilization is that personal properties of the citizens are strictly protected, which is still a dream in some backward societies. However, because the entire system has been built upon relentless chase of profits, there have been many cases that people chose to sabotage others if given enough money. Within the existing social framework, prioritizing the protection of human rights over capital would undoubtedly cause harm to the latter. Here I want to tell you one common business practice in the capitalist societies. It is to first create a headache for people and then try to sell the medication to them. For example, in my society, many people suffer from various health issues like headaches, stuff like that, due to excessive work. This is when the healthcare companies swoop in to sell various health products. It is a typical operation in capitalist societies. They first stab you, then tell you, hey, here are some bandage. And then they just take your money, right? Because you got to buy them, right? That sounds nasty, right? Unfortunately, this is exactly the flaw of capitalism. It is now the most advanced civilization on Earth, but still, there's no way for people to attain true freedom in a capitalist society. And you will also see the gap between the rich and the poor continue to widen. So the third stage, also the new era of civilization, revolves around the well-being of humanity. In this era, capital no longer takes precedence over human rights. Yay! Instead, it serves the purpose of advancing human development. Society continuously generates social wealth, not just money. In current capitalist society, social wealth is controlled in the hands of the minority, and there is a tendency to overproduce in order to get more money from the customers. But once the production is too much, they help to destroy the excessive social wealth, right? In order to sustain the level of profits. Financial crisis is almost inevitable. However, on the third stage, production will be guided by reason, and capitalist greed will be discouraged. It will be a common sense to align one's interests with the society's interests. Hence, we will be able to avoid financial crisis and things like people hurt others in order to get money. These things they won't really happen. And you might wonder, how can this happen, right? You might think, well, I don't think human beings are able to do this. In order to transition into this stage, we really need to open our mind and shift our focus from national citizenship to social citizenship. And let me explain these two concepts for you. What does national citizenship entail? It is an ideology deeply rooted in capitalist society that demands the government to protect individual rights, to ensure and safeguard the civil rights of people. On the other hand, social citizenship requires individuals to recognize themselves as integral members of society and acknowledge that civilization is collectively created by everyone within it. In other words, achieving the kind of human society we desire requires collective efforts and actions, right? Understanding this, we can think from the perspective of the entire civilization, not just your society, of the world, okay? And people will gradually develop a mindset of social civilization. Social citizens will be willing to undertake endeavors that contribute to the betterment of human society. In some countries, national citizenship is not protected still, and this is their goal in order to create a better society. But for Western civilizations and their societies, the goal is to transition from national citizenship to social citizenship. This is the key to the third stage of civilization. We will continue to talk about social citizenship and the new civilization in the next video. Before we wrap up, I want to share one message with the American people. The potential future president of the United States, I can say the name, is accepting bribe from another country. He is currently holding an important position in a state, and if this person ascends to the highest power of the US presidency, he's gonna pose significant internal threats to the United States. Under the control of this person, the US will witness a gradual decline. Okay, I really need to stop here. I wish you all well, and I sincerely hope that American citizens who come across this message will take this seriously. Take my word, okay? And see you in our next video. Bye!